Hey, I'm Logan. Welcome back to the long drive. So today you'll be proud. I organized Van Helsing. Look at this. Look how much better it is. I was checking for bunnies. There is everything laid out. Everything is done and taken care of. It's wonderful. Everything is organized. We've moved some stuff off the walls. All the jerry cans are filled and loaded. So much more space. This is all the crap that I cleaned out. Look at this. All of this. Yes, this is still full of oil. I filled up a jerry can. I do not think we need 40 some liters of oil. All three of these are empty. These are empty. This magazine is empty. We already had an AK. And this guy up here is completely full of gas. So we are good. Everything is organized and straightened. I put the level on the window so we can keep track of how level the van is. I think we're in a good spot. So guys, let's get at it. So we left off. Well, come on, van. There you go. Close to a couple of buildings. So we got this one right here, and there's another one a little ways down. So we're gonna stop and check these out. We need to be cautious. Make sure there's no zombies. I probably should have. I thought I saw something. Probably should have reloaded the revolver while I was dealing with the ammo situation. Oh, geez. How did I manage that? I, okay. So apparently, if the window's open, we can jump right out of the window. Alright. Did not know that was a thing. Alright, so there's at least one zombie up here. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit and snipe him. His head's doing something crazy. Alright, we've got a clean shot. Let's just hope I don't miss it. Boom, we got him. Alright, so there's another building. It looks like a house up ahead. Let's move in. We're going to get a little bit closer. Make sure there's no other zombies around. I think we're okay. I don't think I've ever seen more than one spawn at these gas stations. So I think we're okay. So we're going to keep the gun out for just a second just to make sure. But I think, yeah, we're good. Alright, so there's another AK. There's a brush. We've got a couple of brushes. We've got some sponges. I really don't think we're going to worry about sponges and brushes. If a new car comes out and we want to take it, we will. But I think for right now, we're okay. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and eat up this chocolate. What on earth? Why is there a foot sticking out of this crate? I don't want to know. We're not going to find out. We're just going to... Oh, there's two sticking out of this one. You know, actually, I do kind of want to know. Let's see. Can we jimmy up here? And... Whoosh. Nice. Oh, there was 3 in there. 4. Okay. That's an interesting thing to have in a box. Not going to question it. Not in the slightest. Alright, so... What are you? You are some oil. Don't particularly need you. You're nothing. I see no gas. Ooh, what are you? You're a lot of alcohol. Let's see. We're not hungry. We need to potty a little bit. I can't think of anything else we really need from here. Right? So, I mean, like, there's 2 cars, but we don't need anything from them. So I think we're just gonna continue on. Not much here of use. So, let's head on to the next one, see what we can do. Ooh, there's a hill right there, and I just about fell off of it. So actually, hang on, let's do this. Alright, let's get out of the van. I'm gonna come around to this door, open it. So see, everything is lined up and filled. Super nice. We got all of our ammo boxes lined up. So we're actually going to reload our revolver while I'm thinking about it. We don't want another situation where we autosave, where we run out of ammo. So we don't want that to happen, so I think we're gonna be fine. Alright. Let's nope. Let's close and close so we don't accidentally jump out again. Are you open? Nope, you're closed. You're closed and you have the level stuck to you. Alright, so we're on a fairly level road right now. That's kinda nice to know. It's definitely gonna be handy when we're cruising, we start noticing like we're losing speed or we're gaining a lot. We can look and go, oh, like we're traveling downhill, we're traveling uphill. That explains a lot. So let's I don't know, I guess let's go ahead and stop by over here. As far as I know, I checked the update and stuff earlier. I don't think there's been any new updates. So there's not going to be any new cars, nothing like that. A couple of zombies, there's a van inside, and nothing that I'm super concerned about. So let's see if I can get back on the road here. Yes. Oh, good stuff. So we got all this weight off the top. So we have a lot lower center of gravity now. I think that's going to help us out. We do have the weight in that gas tank up there, but that's okay. We'll empty that one out first. So we've got that thing which is completely full. I think it's 40 some liters, 42 I think is what it said. We've got all the jerry cans. One is water, one is oil. The rest are all gas, completely full. And then we do have the started to call it a barrel. I guess technically it's a barrel. The drum, the big 55-gallon drum. It's mostly full. I think it's got 40 some, so about halfway full. But considering we usually cap those out at 50 to 55 liters, just so we can pick it up and move it around, I consider that mostly full. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So we have a lot of fuel, we have oil, we have some water. We need to top off our water can. Everything, though, has been straightened and organized. We know where everything is. We can get to it easy. I think we're in a good spot. So as long as we don't have any crashes and lose a bunch of stuff, I think we're okay. Let's see. I refilled the AK ammo, so the mag on it is full. The revolver is full. The cylinder has all 6 rounds in it. The shotgun, I went ahead and loaded a couple of shells into. I think we only had like 5 shotgun shells. So we definitely need some more shotgun shells if we find them. AK ammo we definitely want to take. We have quite a bit of revolver ammo. I don't know if we can combine those boxes. I've never tried. But they fill up that crate pretty well. So I think we're just going to kind of leave that as it is until we start needing the space or what have you. So, alright, back on the road. We're driving. We're doing things. 3rd week in a row I'm back. I do apologize in advance if the quality isn't quite normal, if the sound is a little off. My computer is sitting open beside of me, the side panel is off, and I had to put back in an old graphics card. So I had upgraded a little over a year ago, year and a few months, to the NVIDIA 3080 Ti. I had been running a AMD card, 5700 XT, which I always liked. It was a good card. Alright, we skimmed right over that. But I found the 3080 Ti, his first graphics card I'd found in a long time. Said, Premiere doesn't really like the AMD card. It crashes out a lot. I have to do it all on software rendering, so it takes a lot longer. So I said, let's go ahead and get it. I won't have to upgrade for a long while. Everything will be good. And why is it so bright in here? Did I turn the light on? Or is the door still open? Yes, the light is on. Alright, hang on a sec. Oh, okay. All the doors look closed. Come on. Stop. Alright. So he opened that. Okay. Okay, I must have just had this on. Okay. I think we're good now. I don't know why that was on, but this is a good place to sleep. So yeah, I had swapped out for the 3080 Ti. Everything was good, hunky-dory. And then a couple of month ago, something like that, it did something weird. The fans spun up really loud. It sounded weird, but a reboot fixed it. It was fine. So I thought, okay, the driver bonked up. It did something crazy, whatever. So continued on. Everything's been fine since. Well, a few days ago, a garage. Let's stop here. So a few days ago, it does the same thing. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto with my girlfriend. Everything's cool. And then all of a sudden, we step away for a minute. We come back. And the graphics card has done the same thing. The fans are all ramped up to crazy high speeds. There's no output. The computer is still running. Everything is fine. But there's no output from the graphics card. So I take Reboot the whole system. Don't see any zombies. I think we're okay. Ooh, a sled. So I think we're okay. Everything's fine. Force a reboot and nothing. Force a reboot, nothing. Force a reboot, nothing. It does not come on. So I start looking, and there's a light on the motherboard indicating a graphics issue. It's just not recognizing the graphics card. I unseated it, I unhooked it completely from power, from the motherboard, everything, and it just would not come on. It was not detected. The fans will spin up, and it acts like it's running, but there's absolutely no output, and the motherboard doesn't even recognize it. So it's getting power, it's turning on to some degree, but that's it. So I reach out to Gigabyte, I say, hey, here's what it's done, what do we need to do, what are our next steps? I check, it's still under warranty, which is great. I honestly kind of figured it was only going to have like a 1 year warranty, but it had more, it's like a 3 or 4 year actually, so that's pretty great. Yeah, so I just kind of reached out, didn't hear anything from them for what I thought was an exceptionally long time. They finally get back to me and they say, oh, can you try, removing any risers? Can you try this? Can you try that? Like, I've done all of that. I've tried new power cords. I've tried this. I've tried that. I never had any risers or extenders. I've tried a new graphics card, which works. So it's very clearly just the card. So they say, all right, we think you've done everything that can be done. Like the drivers were working before. It's not you install new drivers and it died. You didn't install new BIOS, nothing. So, we think it's a issue. Here's an RMA. Send it back to us. So it's getting shipped out today. I think that was yesterday. They finally approved the RMA. So it's being shipped out today to go back to Gigabyte. I don't know how long it's going to take, how long it'll take them to get it, to fix it, to send it back. If it can be fixed, if they'll ship me a new one, I don't know. I assume they're going to try to repair it, send out a new one. We'll see. So, like I said, in the meantime, if things don't look as good as they used to, if the sound is a little off, I apologize, but we're doing the best we can until the new card gets here. So that's what's happening. Fun times. We lost somebody at work, so, of course that means their duties, their jobs, their things that they did are being redistributed. That's always fun. Usually means more work, no more pay. But life happens, you move on. It is what it is. I really got to start a counter up in the corner for an it is what it is counter. Oh, alright. So I watched The Flash. Wasn't planning on it. I'm kind of over the whole superhero movie thing. Like, I watched the first couple of Hulk movies. They were not great. The original one with Eric Bana was bad. It was kind of at that beginning of the superhero movie craze. They didn't really know, well, not really the craze, but just the start of making superhero movies. They didn't really know what to do, so they're like, let's kind of give it like a comic book effect, and it wasn't great. And then Marvel comes along and they say, hey, we're going to make our own movies. Iron Man, of course, was fantastic. It launched the whole resurgence of superhero movies after Spider-Man and the failure of, was it The Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield, which I felt was a little undeserved. I thought Andrew Garfield was a fine Spider-Man. I enjoyed his movies. I thought they were fine. But, they never really did as much as I guess people expected. So when they kind of started Iron Man with the MCU and all that, it exploded. Once they wrapped up the Thanos and Infinity Stone arc, they lost so many of the people. The series had kind of come to a natural conclusion. In my opinion, that was a perfect place to end it. I've not really been impressed by anything that's come since then. Everything is just so weird and different. And not different like, oh, I just hate it because it's different. Different in a, they've completely changed characters. Like Wanda goes from like a kind of bad guy because she's been lied to and given these powers from an Infinity Stone, to now she's a good guy and she's in love with the Vision. They're Avengers, they're fighting Thanos, doing the good thing, to her completely snapping, being a super bad guy, enslaving a whole town of people against their will, and just getting away with it, and then becoming a super big bad guy to try and recover kids that never existed. And then, of course, they retconned the whole thing to where she didn't get her powers from the Infinity Stone because the testing, but oh, well, she always naturally had them because she's a witch. Yeah, I didn't like that. Like, none of the movies that I've watched since then have really been great. I did watch, what was that one? Shang-Chi, the Ten Rings thing, where they kind of retconned out Trevor. They were like, oh, he was just like a puppet. He wasn't the real Ten Rings. He just kind of like stole the name. That was not good. I just didn't care for it. I cannot stand that Aquafina girl. She drives me nuts. She's annoying as all get out. The only thing she's been in that I did enjoy was the second Jumanji. Well, I guess technically the third Jumanji movie. But it wasn't because of her. Like, she could have not been in it at all, and I would have enjoyed the movie, I feel like, much more. So, yeah, it's not been great. So, I say all that just because I'm kind of over the whole superhero thing anyway. DC's stuff never really took off, and it just wasn't great. Having what's-his-name as the Flash was a mistake. I don't like him. He's a very strange dude. He, from what I've seen, deserves to be in jail, not making millions of dollars from high-profile movies. So I don't like it. I didn't care for him. Honestly, Ben Affleck was the best part. Gal Gadot was a fine Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa, I really like. I'm glad he got a chance as Aquaman. I thought he did a fine job. So, all that. But I did watch Flash. It was not good. It wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. Now, that being said, Ezra Miller, again, not somebody that I want to see in movies. I think they should have scrapped it. I mean, they scrapped that whole Supergirl movie, Super Batgirl, whatever. Completely scrapped it. They should have scrapped the Flash movie instead of trying to hype him back up and kind of just gloss over everything. But I get that they were probably pushing forward to set up their multiverse thing so they can have all these different stories that are not connected. I get that. Still don't think it was the best of ideas. But anyway, it was a movie. I saw it. The best part, obviously, was Michael Keaton back as Batman from the 89 Tim Burton Batman movies. Those were great. It was wonderful seeing him again, getting to see him in the Batsuit, getting to see the Batmobile, hearing, of course, Michael Keaton say, "I'm Batman again." Fantastic. Love that. I would have taken a movie about that over Ezra Miller being the Flash any day of the week. Oh, but yeah. Now, one thing I did start watching that I've actually really enjoyed is a cooking show. Like, I've always been big on cooking shows. I started watching cooking shows with my mom when I was real little. And I think the earliest one I really remember watching was Emerald Lagasse. Great show. But I've always been into cooking shows. And started watching, what was it? What do they even call that? Started calling it Cutthroat Kitchen, but that's not it. I did love Cutthroat Kitchen. Crime Scene Kitchen. Joel McHale is the host, and each week they have teams competing to recreate foods. I think all of them have been desserts that were created in this kitchen, and they get left clues behind that when you put them all together correctly will tell you what was made, and then they have to recreate that dish. Sounds pretty simple, but it's really interesting watching the stuff they come up with, because they may miss a clue or they misinterpret a clue, and so they think, oh, well, this thing was another thing, which leads us to believe that it was this. So in their mind, they're following all the clues and it makes perfect sense. So they're like, oh, well, this thing over here is used for this, so this is clearly an apple pie. So they make an apple pie. But as they completely misinterpreted one of the clues, so their super definite apple pie is actually a blueberry tart. Something like that. Really interesting. Some of the teams, I really don't understand how they stayed. I think I only have a couple more episodes until I finish it, but it's interesting. Some of the judging I don't necessarily agree with, because there's 2 rounds. The winner of the first round gets a extra clue in the second round. So it's kind of like if you ever watched Halloween Wars, which I used to love up until the pandemic when they changed it, but that's another story. They have kind of like the little starter round, and the winner gets a booster in the main round, which is where somebody gets eliminated. So somebody may do horribly in the first round, and that's fine. It doesn't really impact them other than they don't get the clue. And then obviously there's 2 components to both rounds. It's how accurate were you in recreating the dish, as well as taste and flavor, and then like your presentation. So like it may look atrocious, but it's really good. So there's a lot that goes into it, but when a bunch of them like really miss the mark, they're like, oh, well, there's just no winner. Like, like you should still give it to somebody who was the best. I mean, I guess if nobody even guesses the dessert right, that's one thing. But if 2 people guess it right, but they're just terrible, give it to the one that did the better job. That makes sense to me. And then there was one where they eliminated somebody that I didn't think they should have, because they judged them on like how they've done in the past. I did not like that. I feel like if you're going to cut it into sections and say, oh, well, this section is about this dessert, then you shouldn't look back and say, well, you did really badly last time, so we're going to send you home. Like, no, this is a whole new day, a whole new event. That's kind of like a couple of teams in football. Like, oh, well, there's a tie, but this team performed better last week. So even though you scored the same amount of points today, we're not going into overtime. We're just going to say the other team won because they performed better last week. You performed worse, so you automatically lose. And I just don't agree with that. Oh. Pop. Got him. Alright, so there was a headshot. He was just staring up into space. I did not like that. The biggest issue I have with these diners since the zombie update is how much space there is for the zombies to spawn. Because there's like the big 2-room interior, there's the roof, there's the outside, there's the little detached garage. So I think we're good. I think there's only the 1 zombie. I'm waiting for the day that we just completely miss one and we just start getting choked out by a zombie. Because I guarantee it's probably going to happen. Alright, so quick glance. I think we are good. Yeah, alright, I think we're good. So I think what we're going to do is hop back in the van, get a little bit closer. We'll have us asleep for the night. And then in the morning we will check it out. Probably go ahead and end the episode there. This one feels like we've done a decent job as far as like distance and time. So I think we're probably going to call it after we check this place out. So let's see what, if anything, we can find. Boop and boop. Alright. So what's over here? Some spray paint. Here's a bucket of water. That's nice, because we are definitely thirsty. We probably need to fill up our water while we're here. Actually, we'll wait until we find a bunker. It's a little hard to fill up the jerry cans in the sinks at the diner. So I think we're going to wait on that. Alright, so what are you? You're... Hey, UFO. It's been a minute since we saw one of those. I mean, it's a good thing that we found it, or it found us while we're here, because we don't need to be driving, so nothing terrible. So we're going to go ahead and put this in. Got about a half a tank. A little over. Whoop. Where'd that gas can go? Nope, there it is. Whoop. All right. Anything over here? You're just a busted. Wait, what is that? What is that? Oh, headlights. A little bit more gas. That's nice. We'll take it. Now, granted, we do not need the gas. Like, obviously, we have a ton of gas. But if we can find a gallon here, a gallon there, or a liter, which is what it's actually supposed to be, then we're going to take it. So there's a lot of cleaning stuff here. I've already seen like 3 or 4 squirt bottles. So we might take some squirt bottles, because like this one's almost completely full. It's got 16 squirts. This one has 15 squirts. So we might end up taking these just because they're good if a new update comes and we swap cars. Obviously, it's good to have. Then, oh, there's another one with 5 squirts. So this one really needs to be combined with one of those. But for now, we will just put it in. I think I saw a couple up front. There's probably a couple more inside at least. Because there's always something to clean with inside. So I see this one only has 4. Wait, how many do you have? You have 17. Okay, let's do this. So we're going to take this guy. We're going to drop him in because he's full. Just like that. Alright, so you're full. You have 15. Oop. Autosave again. Come on. Alright, so we're actually going to reload you, pick you up, and dump you out, because we don't care about you now. You're empty. So this gives us 2 completely full spray bottles. 2020. This guy has 14, or 16. He now has 17. So that spray bottle has 17 squirts. This one is full. It has a full 20 squirts. Alright, so that's good. This guy's full. He's got 20 squirts. So, I mean, really, we've got probably enough cleaning right there to just about start a whole new car. Alright, anything in here? Some brushes, some sponges, a little bit of oil. Down here, yep, there's pretty much always a squirt bottle. What are you? You're another liter of gas. Alright, so this was a pretty worthwhile stop. We got like 3 liters of gas. We got a bunch of squirt bottles of spray. Oh. Come on, what is happening? There you go. So yeah, this has been a pretty decent stop. I don't think we're going to take that jerry can. We don't really need it. We have enough jerry cans, I think. Alright, so we are going to take this bottle of squirt. Come on. I knocked that over. There we go. And nope. We're going to screw that up. Come here. Come here. There you go. Alright. And in. Woohoo. There we go. Alright, so now we've got all of these. We're going to bring them over here. We're going to open the door. We're going to grab this. We're going to drop that. Alright. So, what do we want to do? I think we're actually going to pick this guy up. And we're going to move him there. Then, I think we're just going to whoop. Oh, come on now. Stop auto-saving. I think we're just going to reorganize these. and kind of match them in with the other bottles. There's one. Spin, spin, spin. There's two. Grab. Rotate, 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 rotate. I'm not really concerned about taking the basket with us, simply because we already have one that's completely empty. And I just straightened up Van Helsing. So I don't know that we necessarily need to bring this one. I mean, we can drop it and put it down here. And we might as well. And that way we have the space if we do need it. So now we get out. And boom. Alright, so we got a ton of spray. We got some fuel. We ate a little bit. We still need some food. Actually, is there anything in this? Shapoof. Nothing of use from the looks of it. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I don't see anything else out here. I think we do want to take this not a snake. Honestly, I don't know where ours is. Since we don't know where it is, I think we're going to go ahead and take this guy and put him in a basket like that. Alright. Let's do one quick check for some food. I thought I saw some food somewhere. There's a leg. I wonder if we can eat those legs. I mean, we probably could. I don't think we necessarily want to. Kind of like the poops. We can eat the poops. Some paint. Just ooh. There's 10 rounds for our AK. Very nice. What are you? Nothing? Okay. Alright, so look at that. Looking around, we got another 10 rounds for the AK. So we're going to hop in the back door. Going to bring the magazine over to this one. So that's where the magazines are being kept. I'm actually going to take a couple of bites off this sausage. Save the bacon. And we are going to head. Alright. So we got some fuel. We got some spray. We got some food. Not bad. Not bad at all, my friends. So yeah, that was pretty good. So let's see, what have we done today? We've traveled a decent little ways. Let's see. After reading 86, I think we were at about 46, 48 when we started. So about 40 kilometers. Not too bad. We looked at the rearranged Van Helsing. It looks so much better. We made a few stops, killed a couple of zombies. We had a couple of sleeps. And we found us a sled. The sled will be amazing if we crash and we need to look for some stuff because we can't drive. Or if, like, I run the engine dry, something like that. It'll be good to get us somewhere until we can get some oil, some water, some gas, whatever, back to Van Helsing. Alright. So one thing I do wish they would add is a map. It doesn't necessarily need to show the whole world, but like just what you've covered, like where you've been, what you've seen, maybe within like, a couple kilometers from the road, something like that, nothing crazy. But just enough so that if you do travel away, you can mark things. You can say, oh, there's a ship and put a marker down, or, I ran out of gas, here's where I left my car, so you can get back to it. Something simple like that, I think, would really be the way to go if they were going to implement a map. Don't know that they will, that they should, but I just think if they were going to, that's how it would work the best, in my opinion. Alright, so we are skidding to a stop. The e-brake is on. The regular brakes are on. We are stuck at a dead stop. So guys, I think we're going to end it here. I appreciate you watching. Like I said, if there's issues with the audio, the video, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do until I can get my 3080 Ti back. So this one's not up to par. I apologize. But I do appreciate you watching, guys. I'm Logan. This is The Long Drive. I will catch you next time.